Hey, it's a Viper Talks. Today I'm going to do kind of like a quick little review on my 1994 Chevy C2500 that I nicknamed Doug. I'll just start with the Walkaround. Keep the engine running. I cleaned it up yesterday, so that's why it's shiny, nice in the sun. Excuse my shadow there. So like I mentioned, it's a 1994 Chevy C2500, so it's the rear-wheel drive model. No four-wheel drive on this one, sadly. I wish it was four-wheel drive. Just gonna... well, you can't do much with the license plate anyway. I don't think you guys are gonna maliciously attack me. Pretty solid unit. Just it's my first truck and first car ever, because I didn't feel like getting a car, and this was my granddad's, and he gave it to me as a, I guess, family discount. It's got a couple dents there. Those are all my fault. Always look back when you're parking. Excuse the rattle there. This has an aftermarket exhaust. I took out the catalytic converter and original muffler, and instead put a Black Widow high flow muffler called the Race Venom in there. It's a 3-inch system all the way until the tip, which expands to a 5-inch, which I highly recommend for trucks, sound wise, because the 5-inch makes it a lot more airy, it's a lot more ambient, it's killer in parking garages, and this thing gets loud and annoying sometimes, but I still love it, you know. Check under the hood, give you more details about the engine, because if you guys are GMT 400 owners, it doesn't sound like a regular 350, because it's not. It is a 454 L19 code V8, makes about, from the factory, 230, but since this truck is about 25 to 27 years old, it probably makes around 200 now. Very good low-end torque. Horsepower, I could honestly care less. Some cool features: it has this light. Some of you guys may not know, but this thing can retract itself, and you can tighten it back in with this dial here. I removed the original air filter to put the Edelbrock filter on after I got my exhaust, so I can get a little bit more airflow, because it would backfire so much. Fuel consumption wise, it's terrible. It's about 9 miles per gallon on a good day. With these new BFG tires, it's probably a little less than that. Got some all-terrains for the winter here, even though it is almost December and it is clear as day. If you're wondering where I'm at, this is the pavilion in Bend. I just needed a decent space here. But yeah, everything is pretty much stock besides that. Interior is holding up nicely. There's a couple like this, just like little things there. Not that big of a deal. Excuse my mess. I'm in between college classes right now, and I decided to take some time to film. Has the original gauge cluster lights. Actually, I'll show you the aftermarket lights I got a few years ago. They're just running DRLs, kind of have this unibrow shape. Pretty cool. Really good for photos. The regular headlights aren't that great. They're still the stock bulbs. I could do an LED conversion at some point, but it's not needed. Original radio. The heating works after like 8 minutes of driving. Cooling, I don't, just roll the windows down. You also have a cassette player as well. If I turn the radio on, let me just turn this down, I'll get copyrighted. The equalizer activates. That's my setting for now. I don't really mess around with it too much. The stereo's not the greatest. The speakers aren't the greatest since everything is stock. I do have somewhat of a plan to make the speakers sound better. Maybe add a sub, that'd be cool, because I listen to music a lot. I just have a Bluetooth speaker down there. I also would like to get tint, because this bothers me so much. Not from like, oh, I need to look cool, but just on an OCD level. Like, this one is shaded and this isn't, and it just doesn't look good. So I'll probably have to hit up some tint shop here in Oregon and just see about that. But all right, I'm gonna take it out on the road, and then we'll go from there. Getting on the roads here, we're gonna be driving out to the west side of Bend, kind of just like the very nice kind of windy roads. I rolled down the window a little bit so you guys get a little bit more exhaust noise as it is from the right side. It's a nice open road here. I'm still in drive, however. We're going to be going in a 45 zone. But yeah, overall performance wise and handling wise, this thing handles better than most trucks. My hat fell down. Yeah, I've driven most trucks at the dealership. I'm actually going to switch to overdrive there. Just kind of hanging out. But handling wise, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty long boat. It doesn't take it takes corners just fine. For a truck, at least. We're talking about trucks here, but yeah, just going around corners, it's nice. Acceleration is slow. If you go over a speed bump, that's where you kind of notice how old the suspension is. It does make you bounce up and down. But for regular driving, I mean, this is probably one of the easiest trucks to drive and vehicles to drive, in my opinion. I let all my friends drive this truck, and they always say how easy it is and how kind of cool and kind of old school in a way here. Pretty much at 2,000 RPM right now. This thing is very slow to get up speed, as you can tell. Yeah, I would not win in a very long race. But that's if I actually raced this thing. I'm not racing anything in this. I could tow. You know, just wanted to say how gorgeous this drive is. This is only about 5 minutes out of the west side of Oregon, out of Bend at least. This is actually the road to go to Tumalo Falls, which is a popular tourist attraction. But, you know, it's nice and sunny out on a late November day. And we're just kind of cruising. Steering's a little bit weird. I probably have to get some kind of alignment, because if I let go of the steering wheel, the truck naturally pulls to the right. So I have to keep a little bit of left input as I'm driving straight. Not that big of a deal. I can, you know, I could deal with that. I've driven this truck for about, oh boy, 5 or 6 years. So kind of a nice stretch of road. I'm actually going to do a quick little launch. Hear the exhaust. I'm going to slow myself down to about 0. Make sure no people are behind me. And we'll hit it. Again, not bad. 0 to 60 in 7 business days. But sounds good while doing so. Again, this is not a fast truck by any means. Any Power Stroke or Cummins could walk this thing. But, you know, we got a service engine light. That usually happens if I floor it. It comes off. At least I hope so. But other than that, he's running fine. Yeah, that's annoying. That it always happens when I do a launch or I get on the highway. It turns on and then it turns off in like a day or two. So for safety measures, I'm probably going to turn around. I managed to turn myself back around after the check engine light came on. I checked everything. Nothing is amiss. I still have oil pressure. Everything's running fine. I don't think a spark plug got burned or timing was off. I didn't see anything like that. Nothing's overheating. So it's probably just a case of some kind of sensor that kind of just tripped on itself when I did that little pull. It wasn't even that hard. That was half throttle. I don't usually floor my truck all the time. I only do half throttle only, because I mean that's what it gets me. No weird smells, so I think we're good. But I'm still gonna head back because I am quite literally in the middle, not in the middle of nowhere, but I'd rather be in the city right now. Gonna pull in here, wrap up the video. This video on my 1994 Chevy C2500. Just turned the truck off, did one last look over here. I'm at the college right now. Nothing seems to be wrong, hopefully. But yeah, you'll definitely see more Doug around. Doug's the name of the truck, by the way. You'll see more of this truck around. I'll probably post more vlogs, more trips with this thing, because it's a fun truck, man. It's a very interesting first vehicle, at 15 or 16, but it's pretty nice, and a lot of people have said it's nice, so I agree with them. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up today's video, so hope you guys have a good day, and then see you around.